Holy man, this year has gone by really fast and it's ending already. Throughout 2022, a lot of things happened. I got a new locomotive I haven't seen before. CN got a new X-Series X units in the 2700s. CN rebuilt some of their Dash 9s into the new AC-44 C6Ms. IC-2466 and BC Layer 4609 ran in 2022. I seen foreign power both on CN and CP. And I went to a lot of new rare fence spots and even meet a lot of new people as well. From Montreal to the east, to Scotch Block to the west, from Richeau up north, to Toronto to the south. These are some of the new locations that I've gone to this year. And since 2022 is coming to an end, I'm going to be doing the top 10 trains of 2022. And to be honest, I've seen a lot more insane trains in 2022 compared to last year. So without further ado, let's get started with a countdown. Starting with number 10, Foreign Power Leader on the Bala Sub. Last March, I got word from Isabella P. that a BNSF leader was leading on 313. During this night, 313s went by, and this is on the third one. X313 goes from Winnipeg to Toronto. BNSF 6281 was leading on the third 313. I put this on number 10 because it came at night and 6281 is a GFO. There was also a Norfolk Southern on the same night, but however it was DPUing. But all in all, seeing foreign power on the Bala Sub is really uncommon. Will it happen again next year? Well, we will have to find out. Number 9. The best 384 I've ever seen. Last November when I was at Galway, I saw CN M384. Going from Flat Rock, Michigan to Toronto. Yes, it did have 4 locomotives on it, but not only that, it also has some interesting loads, including some excavators. It also has some logs. And some frames as well, but that's typical. Throughout this year, I only seen 3 384s, and out of the 3 of them, this one was the best. And this was a highlight to the Galway trip as well, since it was my first time going there. I put this on number 9 because it had a 4 locomotive lash-up and it was carrying some interesting loads. So all in all, this 384 was a really great highlight to this year as well. Number 8. Dead Dash 8s on the Bala Sub. Throughout last April and into May, some Dash 8s came onto the Bala Sub, but however they were in Dead in Tow. These 2 were on Z113, going from Winnipeg to Brampton. The second pair of Dash 8s were on X313, also going from Winnipeg to Toronto. Then the third pair came on Z113. There's been more Dash 8s on other trains, but however, they came when I was busy. I put these dash 8s in number 8 because they are rare nowadays, and unfortunately they're going into storage and then to scrap. But I'm glad I was able to see some dead dash 8s in 2022. Number 7. An Insane Lashup On CP 220. Last April, when I did the first trip to the Mac Tier sub of the year, I got an CP 220, going from Winnipeg to Toronto. It had an Insane Lashup, a Norfolk Southern SD70 ACE trailing second, and a GP20C Eco trailing third. As with today, CP actually changed the ID to CP420. I have no idea why they changed the ID again, where it used to be CP420 back in 2021. I put this on number 7 because it's really awesome to see foreign power and a switcher on CP. So all in all, this was another great highlight to the year. Number 6. 5 dead GMD1s on the Bala sub. Last June, I saw CN M313 going from Toronto to Winnipeg. But however, it had a surprise for me. The engineer gave me a horn salute. But not only that, it had 3 dead GMD1s trailing behind the GFOs. A locomotive that I thought I would never see. I was honestly in shock when I seen 3 GMD1s heading to Winnipeg on 313. And after I seen 3 of them, I thought I would never see them again. But turns out I was wrong. 2 months later in August, when I went to Beaverton, I saw a late CN M313. And it had 2 GMD1s trailing behind the SD70M-2 and the GFO. And I wasn't expecting to see them. So in total, 5 GMD1s that I known went onto the ballot this year. And not to mention that I actually got it here just in time before this train showed up. So if I weren't showed up later, I would have missed 313. I'm glad I was able to see some GMD1s because they are really rare. So that's why I put them on the number 6 list for this year. Number 5. An Insane Evening Lashup on 313. Last June, I saw 313 in the sunset, and I must say this has to be one of the beautiful shots of 313 I ever gotten. It had a C44-9WL leading, and an SD40-2W trailing first. And not to mention that 2502 has a rare K3LB horn, so that made the Lashup awesome as well. During this time while 313 was going by, the sun was setting and the sky looked beautiful. Next summer I want to try to get more trains in the sunset like this one. Going out while the sun is setting can make your shot really beautiful. The reason I put this train on the number 5 spot is that it has an Insane Lashup and it had a beautiful sunset in the background. So all in all, this is a really great highlight to this year as well. Number 4. Military equipment on X317 and M313. Last March, I saw CN X317 going from Toronto to Winnipeg. It was a triple-go train until the middle came. In the middle of the train, there were some military tanks and trucks. For more cars later, more of it. It was honestly a surprise. I thought I would never see some military equipment on a train before. Then in July, I saw CN M313 with better power and some military equipment as well, going from Winnipeg to Toronto. As usual, it has freight cars at the beginning of this train, even a generator as well. Then near the end of the train, military equipment started to roll through here. .313 has more military equipment compared to .317 last March. But however, they were just trucks. It's really cool to see some military vehicles on some trains, especially when we got some here. So all in all, these two trains are a really great highlight to this year as well. Number 3. Dash 8 and Snowplough In Tow. On December 28th, a snow spreader was on the Bala sub. It was plowing for snow after a big storm hit up north. The ID is CNW908. It's heading from KPO to Doncaster. But not only that, it has a Dash 8 trailing second. .2303 and BC Rail 4609 was dragging the spreader to Doncaster. Once it gets to Doncaster, it will turn around to head back up north to the Newmarket sub, where it will plow its way to North Bay. They didn't need to plow this section of the Bala sub because there wasn't much snow. So they hooked up the two units to the spreader, and then they will tow it so that it will go much faster. This was my first time seeing a spreader, so hopefully I can see one in action in the future. All in all, this catch was a great way to end this year off. Number 2. IC2466 is alive in 2022. Last June, X313 came along with a Dash 8 reader. It's really rare to see some Dash 8s lead nowadays. I always thought that I would never see an IC Blue Devil reader in 2022. During my time as a rail offender, I only seen one Blue Devil reading, and that being 2462, which is now in storage. Then this November, IC 2466 came back once again. This time it was leading on Q102, going from Rubberbanks, BC to Brampton. It was originally going to come in the daytime, but however, it got delayed, so it came at night instead. So all in all, this was another highlight to this year. Will 2466 and BC Rail 4609 will run again next year? Well, we're about to find out. Before I show you the number 1 train for this year, here are some very honorable mentions. As with today, they are installing brand new lights, gates, and bells at this crossing. I'll be sure to go here once it's finished. Drum roll, please. Now the number one train that I've seen this year is the CP Business Train. If you thought that the number one spot was a CN train this year, well, you're wrong. Anyways, last August, CP ran a special business train which was 30B from Calgary to Ottawa. They were heading there for a women's golf tournament. And let me tell you, everything on this train is so vintage. The equipment on this train dates back to 1916. They are that old. This has to be one of the oldest trains that I've ever seen at the rail center. If they run another business train next year, I'll be sure to see it. And not to mention, I actually saw this train all the way back from Ottawa to Calgary, which is now 31B. But I prefer this shot because the return trip was taken in the evening. So that's why the business train is the number one spot for this year. It's one of the best highlights of 2022 because of its vintage equipment. And that concludes the countdown for the top 10 trains in 2022. I must say, this was a better year compared to last year. I got more insane trains for sure. And I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who watches my videos throughout the years. You guys are really awesome and I really appreciate the support. Of course there's going to be some videos coming out next year, but I must say for this year, I had a wonderful time doing all this stuff for you all. Going out to new spots, seeing new people, seeing more rare trains, well, it makes me happy and makes everyone happy as well. You guys are making this channel grow really well, compared to 5 years ago when I started out little. I'm really hoping you're enjoying my videos over the past 5 years. And once again, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone for the support. Well, 2022 is coming to an end. But will 2023 will be better than this? We are about to find out next year. Well, this video is over, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more awesome videos coming out in the new year. And let's see what 2023 brings for us. But here's one more thing to say before I go for the year. Happy New Year, everyone, and have a safe and wonderful 2023.